Welcome to Fail Grid. Today we're diving into the worst wrecks, biggest fails, and near disasters on the job. Buckle up, this one's gonna be brutal. March 1st, 2024, on the Clark Memorial Bridge in Louisville, Kentucky, a car approaches a stalled vehicle up ahead. Instead of slowing down, the driver panics, jerks the wheel, overcorrects, and slams into a semi-truck. The impact is brutal. The semi's hood rips clean off. The truck crashes through the barrier and goes over the edge. Louisville firefighters arrive fast, but this isn't an easy rescue. It takes them nearly an hour to pull him up. This dude was one step away from becoming a speed bump. Dashcam footage shows I-81 in Whitney Point, New York, where a road worker stood next to his equipment. Suddenly, he threw his hands out, like even he couldn't believe what was about to happen. Then, out of nowhere, a Penske rental truck came flying straight at him like it was auditioning for a Fast and Furious reboot. Luckily, no serious injuries. Bridge construction site in Italy, the operator's job was simple. Lift a heavy bridge segment and place it on its piers. But when the load pushed past the max lift capacity, the tracks lifted off the ground and the crane tipped over like dead weight. The worker standing next to the crane runs for his life, and the operator jumps out and escapes just in time. Authorities swarmed the scene, clearly regretting everything that led to this mess. The crane and the bridge segment were destroyed. Note to the operator, maybe next time, don't try to lift the whole damn bridge. A giant crane is tasked with placing a massive Christmas tree onto a long-haul truck. Everything looks smooth until the crane lowers the tree. Since the weight shift was too much, the crane loses balance. The whole machine starts to tip. It's inches away from crushing the truck, but instead crashes onto its side, barely missing the tree. Workers on the ground panic and rush to help the operator. Lifting heavy loads isn't just about power. If you don't stay within the crane's max-rated lift capacity, you're asking for trouble. On the bright side, the operator saved Christmas. A Liebherr LHM 320 Harbor Mobile crane was loading cargo onto a seaboard marine vessel when a rigging accident turned everything into a slow-motion disaster. The load had been weakened over time, and when the crane operator lifted, the increased stress snapped them like rubber bands. Many workers close to the cargo were seriously injured. Meanwhile, netizens wasted no time roasting this rigging accident, joking that the birthday balloons tied to the crane missed to save the load. Durban Harbor, South Africa, a Cat 793 dump truck, 60 tons of steel, is being lifted onto a ship for transport. The operator lifts the truck slowly with precision, and workers stand too close, unaware that things are about to go south. As the operator lowers the truck inch by inch, the chain suddenly snaps under the massive weight. The truck freefalls, slamming onto the deck with a brutal impact. Workers jump back in shock. Luckily, the height wasn't enough to wreck the ship or crush anyone below. Just another day of flirting with disaster and heavy equipment loading. Some jobs need muscle, brains, and a little bit of luck. This one had none. A heavy-duty tractor struggles up a steep slope, dragging a low loader behind it.
¡Bro, mira! ¡Se calibró! ¡Mira que de adelante que viene calibrado!
The weight is in the fifth wheel of the vehicle, leaving the front axle floating, making it impossible to steer. The operator fights to keep control, but the rig has other plans. Almost reaching the top, the tractor comes to a stop and hits the brakes. Only the tractor's axles get braking power, not the low loader. The massive weight kicks in, and suddenly the whole setup starts rolling backwards. Despite the tires gripping the pavement, the low loader overpowers everything, sending the entire rig sliding straight back down like a runaway freight train. It looks like this small JCB needs to load itself right into the truck. The operator lifts the boom, tilting the machine forward. The tracks lift off the ground as he inches toward the truck bed. Then, he signals the truck driver to reverse and come closer. The excavator stays on a steep incline, with front tracks resting on the truck. The operator then slowly lifts the boom off the truck and turns. That's when it all goes wrong. The balance is gone. The machine tips, crashing hard. The witness, frustrated. The operator, probably rethinking his choices. A truck loaded with a massive pile of snow barrels down the highway, and then disaster. Without slowing down, the driver heads straight for a bridge that's too low for his load. Without a second thought, the truck smashes through. Snow explodes everywhere, burying the cars behind him. Either he's paid too little to care, or he's running on an empty tank upstairs. Either way, that's one way to ruin everyone's morning commute. A crane truck is set up in the side driveway, ready to remove a maple tree from the backyard. The operator lifts, and the tree starts to move, but something is off. The weight shifts. The tree snaps in the wrong direction. The sudden force pulls the boom backwards, throwing the crane off balance. The entire crane tilts. The boom crashes straight into the house. The roof caves in. The homeowner's reaction? Cranes rely on counterweights for stability, but when the force is miscalculated, something is coming down. And this time, it was the house roof. Luckily, no one was inside. Ever seen a truck fight a helicopter? In Brazil, a police helicopter is ready to lift off from a road in Rio Branco. It is on patrol. A truck carrying hospital waste moves too close. Its body strikes the spinning blades. The helicopter takes serious damage. Metal shatters, debris flies. 2 officers inside suffer minor injuries. The 3 people in the truck walk away unharmed. This demolition site turns deadly fast. An excavator operator swings his boom into a tower, aiming to take it down. He completely miscalculates where the collapse will happen. Instead of falling safely away, the entire structure comes crashing down, right on top of him. Within seconds, the excavator is buried under a mountain of debris, but somehow the operator makes it out alive. A dump truck takes a ride into a house and crashes. Why? On February 8th, 2016, in Harnett County, North Carolina, the truck cruises down Highway 210, but at an intersection, the driver loses control. The massive vehicle veers off the road, slamming straight into a house. Walls crumble, debris flies everywhere. Train crushes car carrier. A car carrier stops right on the tracks. A train is coming, fast, no sign of movement. Is it stuck? Did the driver freeze? No time for answers. The train slams into the trailer. Metal crumples, cars scatter like toys. The force rips through everything, even taking out a traffic light post. Chaos in seconds. Nothing stops a moving train. An excavator rolls in a metal avalanche. It is way up on a mountain, minding its business. Doing the heavy lifting, but the second it raises its boom, something isn't right. The whole thing tilts, wobbles, and in a split second, it tumbles straight down the mountain. 50 feet of pure destruction. Excavators have a high center of gravity, meaning uneven terrain, and heavy lifting means instant disaster if you're not careful. There is zero warning when it comes to deep underground mining. A loader moves through the tunnel doing its job. Out of nowhere, a massive chunk of rock breaks loose, crashing down. The machine vanishes under tons of stone. Dust fills the air. Everything goes dark and silent. No one knows if the operator makes it out. Even with reinforcements helping, nothing is 100% safe. Fully loaded Russian truck tries to get on a barge. The heavy rear end shifts the weight. The barge starts drifting away from shore. The driver realizes the danger, slams the brakes, but it's too late. With seconds to spare, the driver jumps out before his rig takes a deep dive. The barge keeps drifting, the entire cab gets yanked along for the ride, and the truck completely goes underwater. This log truck destroys a tanker. A loaded log carrier speeds toward an intersection, showing no signs of stopping. At the same moment, a fuel tanker makes a turn. The massive truck slams into the tanker, crushing it instantly. The force snaps the table securing the logs, sending them flying straight into the fuel tank. Miraculously, the tanker does not catch fire, sparing everyone from a disaster. Massive crane rides downhill on a lowboy trailer. A tow truck leads a lowboy trailer downhill that carries a heavy crane. The trailer slides, its brakes failing or disconnected. The weight is too much, the ground too loose. The crane sways, then breaks free. Straps snap, and the machine plummets off the hillside. A worker runs ahead, warning others. A disaster caused by poor planning. A wrecked dump truck gets pulled upright by a tow truck, but something is wrong. The brakes are not working. The second the wheels touch the road, it starts rolling on its own. The driver jumps in trying to stop it, but it is too late. The truck picks up speed, heading downhill. With no control left, the driver bails out. The truck crashes into the field below. At a busy ship-loading dock, a crane lifts a heavy container high into the air. It is not stacked properly. As the container is placed in position, the one below shifts. In an instant, it slips free and plummets nearly 3 stories down. Workers sprint for safety as the massive box crashes onto the dock, narrowly missing a parked car, a near disaster in seconds.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
The semi goes airborne and explodes. On I-74 in Greensburg, Indiana, the truck crosses US 421 after exiting the highway. But another vehicle drifts into its lane. The driver loses control. It veers off, climbs a hill, then smashes through a guardrail. It catapults into the air, completely airborne. Flames erupt as metal twists and debris flies. Dashcam footage captures the shocking moment. Another brutal lesson. Nothing stands in the way of a moving train. Near Thackerville, Oklahoma, a semi-truck loaded with cars sits on the tracks. The train barrels in. No stopping now. Metal twists, cars fly, and debris scatters everywhere. The sheer force rips through the truck like paper. A dramatic scene caught on video. The train keeps going, leaving destruction behind. In Durham, North Carolina, the infamous 11 feet 8 inches bridge has torn through nearly 200 vehicles since 2008. Despite flashing warnings, drivers still take the risk and pay the price. At least one crash every month. On November 2nd, 2017, another truck misjudged its height, slamming into the steel. The impact ripped it open like a tin can, leaving yet another wreck behind. A loaded truck barrels across Phong Chau Bridge in northern Vietnam, but the structure is barely holding on. Super Typhoon Yagi has taken its toll. The truck pushes forward, unaware of the danger ahead. Then, disaster. The bridge crumbles beneath it. Dashcam footage captures the terrifying moment. The road vanishes, and the truck plunges straight into the raging Red River below. An 18-wheeler barrels down US 75 in Allen, Texas. But at Stacy Road, disaster strikes. Dashcam footage captures the terrifying moment. The truck veers off the overpass, free falls onto the road, then flips on impact. Within seconds, flames engulf the wreckage. Smoke fills the sky. Air India Airbus A320 hangs high in the air, lifted by a 200-ton crane. Airport staff moved the 70-ton defunct jet from Begumpet Airport to a training academy. The cables snap, sending the aircraft plunging 60 feet down. It crashes into the boundary wall of a nearby property, leaving debris scattered everywhere. A worker in a cherry picker hovers above a busy Texas highway, fixing a traffic light. A truck speeds through at 50 miles per hour, completely unaware. The truck smashes into the bucket, launching the worker upside down. He dangles midair, held only by his harness. For 30 seconds, he swings before the crew lowers him. No blocked road, no safety barriers. This dump truck catches fire crossing a power line. Massive Belaz dump truck crosses a railway in Russia, touching a high voltage overhead line. Electricity surges through the truck. Semi takes a deadly plunge. A white Freightliner barrels down I-30 in Grand Prairie, Texas, and free falls toward the road below. The Semi barely misses a passing car before slamming down and erupting into flames. Big machines mean big risks, especially when the wrong person is in control. From trucks tipping over to cranes crashing hard, these operators learned the hard way. Hit like and subscribe for more wild trucking and heavy equipment fails. Keep watching Fail Grid.